Hi everybody! It's time for a 1-year Traveler's Notebook update, which I cannot believe it's been that long. It's gone by really fast. If you're not familiar with my particular Traveler's Notebook, I did make this myself back in April of last year, so it's been a little bit over a year. I do have a tutorial on my channel with links to every single supply that I used and exactly how to make this if you're interested, but this ended up costing me about $5 to make is all. And I started using this exclusively in May, and then in July of last year, I did One Book July all in here. I did weekly updates then, and then ever since then, I've been doing quarterly updates. Just because things progress, I like to watch these kinds of videos. I know a lot of you do as well out there. And, you know, just with Traveler's Notebooks specifically, things change. Something doesn't work as well as you want, or you just find another system or a product that you like better. And so like I said, still like watching these kinds of videos because I think they're so interesting and I get a lot of great ideas from this. But in saying that, I feel like I have found the system that works best for me. I haven't really changed anything up in here pretty dramatically, at least for 6 months. I mean, very, very minor tweaks, but pretty much the same thing. So I feel like I have gotten to it to exactly where I want it to. You know, never say never, but like I said, it's basically still the same. I originally had a turquoise elastic on here, and then back in the fall of last year, I changed it to black, kind of just to match the season a little bit better. And I loved it so much that I have kept it. I feel like this combination here with the tan and the black is such a classic look that it can go through all different seasons, and so I have not changed it at all or gone back to color, you know, for spring and summer, anything like that. I usually start off with, which I'll show you now, how the leather has changed. As you can see, I kept mine natural, and again, it just goes back to I'm just more of a natural, simple girl, and I just like that look. I do have, and I've made plenty of other ones that I've painted or stained, but I just, for myself, that my everyday carry, I wanted to keep mine this color. So this is what it starts with. It's just a very blonde type of leather, and then it just wears and ages to this beautiful caramel color, which I just love it. I'm not sure how much it's aged in the last 3 months or so since I did my last update. So I think, you know, this may be kind of where it's going to stay as far as the color goes, but I'll show you on the back here. My edges are getting a lot darker, and I really like that look. I don't know if some other people may want, you know, everything completely streamlined and it all looking the same, but I like the different texture on here and the different colors. As you can see, it is dirty. I do have some leather cleaning wipes. I keep going back and forth with whether I actually want to clean it because I know it is dirty, but I just like the look. So at this point, I'm not going to. It does have some staining as well that I could probably get out if I wanted to, but like I said, just really like the look. On the back, I have my little pineapple stamp that I use for all of my Traveler's Notebooks because I do make these for friends and family for gifts. And then I still have my pineapple charm here. That has not changed at all. I originally got this from Amazon, and I have since seen that very recently, I think in the last month or so at Hobby Lobby. So if you're interested in that, but I'm sticking, since my name is Sassy Pineapple, I stick with my theme. So that has not changed at all. And then let's go ahead and open it up. And then the very first thing that you're going to see, obviously, is it says grocery list, but this is just my running shopping list. Anything that I think of that I need to write down to buy, it will go down here. And this will be anything that I'm going to buy in a short amount of time. I'm going to say within the next few weeks or so. So this is not my wish list or anything like that, but I cross it off if I decide not to buy it or if I do buy it. This one, as you can see right here, has got a little check mark, and that's with the birthday cake. We've got a birthday that's a pretty big milestone, so I ended up ordering a cake for that instead of making it. So I checked it off because I ordered it, and I'll cross it off when I pick it up in a few days. And so I just, as you can see, almost at the end, and then I'll go to the next list and still have a few things on here, but once this one is completely crossed off, then I'll just recycle that. So that's the first thing, because that's usually, you know, that's the first thing I think of, and I need to go to that really quickly. And then my pen is over here, which I'll get to in just a minute. And then on the back side of that is just with my basic black binder clip. I kind of stuck with that same thing. Like I just like the black with the elastic, so I just went simple with the binder clip here as well. And then on the back is the same brand, which is Amy Knapp Organizer. She has her own line of planners. I used them for several years, many years ago, and I just had these extra lists that were perforated, and they're perfect. They're the perfect size and length here to use. And I didn't necessarily need this list over here, except with the binder clip. I didn't want it to mess up with my leather wallet insert right here, which I'll also get to. And so that's why I did that. But here I'm just using this for pretty much just scratch paper. Anything I don't want to write down. Oh, my sticky notes. I'll get to that in a second as well. So anything I need to write down just off the top of my head, but I don't necessarily need a sticky note for it. Just a note is pretty much what I use. And the same thing, just when it gets full, then I will cross off things as they no longer apply and then just recycle these. I still just have my 3 cards that I carry with me, my debit, license, and my health savings. And then this right here are, you know, obviously since it's the first thing that I open up. So my very first elastic is going to have this wallet. This is a Baumkuchen, which I've talked about many times, and I do have a review on this as well. This is a Baumkuchen 1.61 soft goods leather zip wallet. So it's got these 3 slots for my cards. You could fit more cards in here, but I don't want to stretch it out, and I also don't carry more than that. And then I've also got inside, I just have my Hobonichi Weeks that I slip in here. So in case you haven't seen what that looks like, there's what the Weeks looks like. So it's a perfect fit in here. I've got a few pieces of scratch paper if I need those. And it just slips in really nicely right there. So when I open up the wallet part, this is the first thing I am looking at. And so I wanted something that was colorful and pleasing to look at and just cheerful. My brain kind of works in color. And so since it's spring, almost summer, I kind of have a color for each season. And so blue, we're coming up on summer, and blue is my color for that. And then I've got my cute little sunglasses here. These are both Post-it brand. And as you can see, these kind of fall off. And this paper right here, the very first, I guess it's part of the cover, is textured. It doesn't really feel like it or look like it, but it has some kind of texture to it, and most sticky notes don't stick very well. These Post-it ones, as you can see, kind of come off as well. I probably will go to the full adhesive after these are used up, but I like to have different sizes of these, and I like to have Post-its because I just use them all the time. I do change these out by season, so the shape will change because I like to have a shape, and I also like to have the basic 3x3 size. So that's just something I don't change too often, but often enough. Okay, I'm gonna have to change to the full adhesives. Okay, so let me go to the tracker. As you can see, I'm not really using it. I'm still debating on how to use that, but I do have an ollie clip again with its light blue, and I do change that out once in a while, also with the season if I feel like it. And then it goes straight to the month. As you can see, my month is very, very basic. It's one color, there's no decoration, and I just use my month as my on-the-go planner. Am I available at a certain day at a certain time? And as you can see, I'm not lying when I say this is not a pretty planner, but since this is a Japanese planner, they're not going to have holidays, so I just have a sticker for holidays in here. So as you can see, there's not very many, just one for, you know, Halloween. There's my Thanksgiving one. And then this right here, I was using the extra months, and this was kind of my YouTube planning here, which is how I originally started using the weeks. And so this was how many videos I wanted to do, just kind of figuring out how many videos per month and how that would end up per week. I've got some goals and things like that, but I'm not using it for my social media anymore. So there's just my few extras right there. I'm going to show you how I used to use it. So here's how I used to use the weeks. This was, I think, the week before Christmas, 2 weeks before Christmas, and I would just put a transparent circle, or these are triangles, obviously, any transparent shape on the date that I actually posted a video, and then I would use camera stickers for when I actually filmed anything for that day. As you can see, this is when I started doing my 12 Days of Christmas videos, and so that's why there's so many, and that's how that ended up over there. And so that's how I was using it, but I didn't end up really needing it to be that way or that much detail because I kind of got into my groove. Anyway, so my first bookmark here goes straight to my page, and so here's how I'm using it now, which I'll kind of just flip through. So I'm just using it as the things that I have going on over the week. So it's very basic. This one I was out of town otherwise, but I use the notes for my sermon notes or any other, if I'm watching a good video or something like that, that is I'm actually learning something, I will use the notes page over here for that, but that's how I'm using that. So very, very basic again. And then let me get to, I'll show you these. So these are magnet, let me show these to you. These are right here. These are magnetic arrow bookmarks, and it's Get to the Point brand or folio. I think they're known by both of those. But like I said, I kind of think in color. So for some reason, I really like to have my months together. And so I'm just using those magnetic bookmarks to mark off each month until the end of the year. So when I first started, it had all these other different colors. So each month is kind of assigned a color, and you can kind of figure out, red for Christmas, and this is brown for Thanksgiving or for November. But here's how the weeks looks like if you haven't seen that before. So really nice layout, horizontal week on one page, and then a beautiful grid page on the other side. So there starts July, and then let me go to the next section, which I'm going to try and show you. This is going to be hard, but I have more bookmarks, and I use the book darts on these. They come in 3 different colors, and I have these for the notes section. So right here I have there's a silver one, and then I've got a gold one for the next one, and then the bronze. Those come in 3 different colors. So I have those in my notes section. And so let me get there. So the very first one, the silver one, they have this page right here, and I'm using it as an index, which I'm sure many of you do. So here's the end of December, just in case you're wondering. So I have the very first one, the silver one, the back side of it is on my index page, and so that's how I know it starts my notes page. And then the very first page of my notes, which is labeled right there, is stickers. Now these are the stickers that I need to make. Sometimes I'll write down some ones that I buy, but I'm trying to make a lot of mine with my best friend. And so I just have, here's a list of a couple things I needed at my teacher supply store for stickers, but here are the ones that I want to make. And then I just use strictly, which I'll just go through, I just use these for note pages. My second bookmark with the string is to the very first available note page. And going back to this, it starts on page 3 for my notes, and I don't know how many note pages I'm going to use because the next ones I'm using go to page 45. So I've got all those pages inside there to still use. So my next metallic book dart is the gold, and here is my wish list. So as you can see, it's pretty long, and all of this is the new Happy Planner line that's coming out next month. Well, it's actually coming out the end of June, but it's going to be available in stores in July. So I watched her Periscope on it, and this is how I came up with all my wish list. But other than that, I didn't have too much on there. But so that's the first one of the gold, and then I've got, let's see how many pages, about 5 or 6 pages I think in here. And then I've got my online orders, and as you can see, don't judge me, I'm just coming off a 5-month no spend, so I have a lot of orders that I have ordered. And then my next one is the silver one. This is where I originally started just having a whole bunch of ideas for YouTube videos, which I don't really use a lot anymore. I mean, I do refer back to that once in a blue moon, but really I'm just kind of like shooting from the hip because I feel like I've gotten to that point where I can do that. And then the very last one, which is the main silver arrow, is I have the very back of my weeks, I have it set up by month. As you can see, these are My Paper Studio stickers, and as you can see, they've got the really cute transparent month stickers, and then they had like an icon to go along with it. And so these are the ideas that I'm actually doing for videos for the month if you want to see. And this is how the rest of that looks. It's just set up, and then it's at the very end there. So I already have some ideas for July. If I do these, great. If I don't, that's also great. I might move them forward. Some videos I just end up not doing. But so I kind of have just some ideas, as you can see, but this is not, I don't really feel like I have to have a main planner anymore for my YouTube. Then this is a Mochi Things pen holder that I have. These, as you can see, they're plastic. I actually had the one in my top-down planner break off, so they're not like super sturdy for the rest of your life, but you know, they are what they are. I do like that they have this pocket, and then because I'm becoming really, for some reason, having nearsightedness problems, I just have this little magnifying glass in here in case I don't have any glasses with me so I can see, because I don't know, I guess my eyes are just getting old. I've never worn glasses or contacts in my life, and then all of a sudden I can't see like right in front of me. So that's why I have that there. It's the perfect size for it. So that's the end of my weeks. Here is the back side, and we're still on the first elastic, you guys. So the back side is the Baumkuchen other side of the zip wallet. So this is the zip part, and I still have my grocery tab in here. This is my cash envelopes. I really just carry my grocery one. This is the one that lives in here, and then I talked about before where I just put some other ones in and out as I need them, but there's just my grocery money that I have left over. We get paid on Friday, so that's always an exciting day. So there you go. That is my first elastic, and let me show you. That takes up a little bit more than half of my traveler's notebook. So this is my newest, I guess, addition to this. This is the Hobonichi Weekly Booklet, not to be confused with the weeks. As you can see, they're different sizes. The weekly booklet is an A6 size. Let me show you that if you haven't seen it. A6 size, and it's strictly the weeks. There are no other bells and whistles, no calendars, no note pages, nothing. It's just the weeks for the full year, and it just looks like this. So it's a wonderful setup, but not a lot of room, so you need to know exactly what you're going to do with it. Originally, which I'll show you here, another Ollie clip. I've just got a silver one on this one. So originally I was keeping track of my food and my water, vitamins, that kind of a thing. So let me get back to, I just lost my page. Okay, so here is the current day. So now what I'm using this for, and don't judge me here, I've got a lot of expenses. Let me show you this first. What I'm using, I'll show you next week. So what I'm using this for now is my personal finance tracker. I did have that in my Franklin Covey, but that thing, you've seen it before, it's such a beast that I'm really only in that once a week, and I'm in this, obviously, several times a week at least. It just made more sense to have my personal stuff in here. So I still keep all of my cash envelope tracking and my budgeting and, of course, all my family stuff in there, but this is strictly for the budget for the week, which is something that I've been trying for the past little while, and I really, really like it. So instead of just having my 2-week budget like I always had, this is the money that I need specifically for this week only. And then I have some things down here that I specifically need to buy this week in particular. So this is not completely filled out yet for next week, but then I also have things like if there's something I need to do on a specific day, I will put it up here in the tick boxes. So on the 21st, I have an appointment across town, and that's by our Natural Grocers, which is kind of like a smaller Whole Foods if you're not familiar with that. And so I know when I go to that appointment, I need to go to Natural Grocers after that. And so that's why I put this here. And then I've got my budget over here for that. And then some other things where this is something I need to pay for. Some of my doctor visits I can pay for with my card. Other times it just needs to come straight out of my budget, depending on what it is. So that's how I'm using that, and it's working out really great. If I have, I write down my expenses, which I'll show you. This is a terrible week, you guys, because we have 2 birthdays, I have 4 Father's Day presents, and I've got several graduations. So I know this is a lot of spending. This is definitely not normal. This is just a note for something that I need to make sure that I order for next week, but I need to get it ready for this week. So anyway, that's how it ends up. And then let me show you this, which this is another really bad week because I'm going to just cover that up. But anyway, I'm showing you this because of the stickers right here. You can't really see them because they're foil and holographic, but if I don't spend any money for the day, I give myself a sticker. I was using these, and I'm changing, and I'll show you to what in just a minute. So let me go back. So that's how I'm using it. It's just all of my personal budget, my personal spending, and specific things that I need to buy for that week. And it's working out really great. So if I have run errands for the day and I'm putting my receipts in and I'm tracking my receipts and expenses, I can put it in here and I know when it's been a really expensive day or whatnot, and then I'll give myself a sticker as a reward if I don't spend any money for the day. Anyway, so today I'm going to give myself a sticker. I'm really excited about that. So that's how it's working, and I'm just going to go till the end of the year and do that. So another reason I did that is because with my health, I've talked to you before about how I had to start tracking and doing a lot more things with my health. And so this ended up just being, it worked out great at the very first of the year, and then just things changed about February. And so I needed to go with something bigger, but I didn't want this to go to waste because it's such an awesome, cute little booklet. I wanted it to be used for something, and it's dated. So it's working out great. It does add a little bit of bulk, as you can see. It's right here. So definitely I probably won't have this in there next year, let's just say that. But for the time being, I wanted to use that up, and it's working great. So that is on my second elastic. My third elastic, I used to have these two together. I have since moved this one to just my third elastic. This is a washable craft folder from the Taroko shop, which I've also talked about a lot. I love this thing. It's made out of some kind of special paper where you can actually wash it if you need to. So it's a lot more durable than just your regular cardstock type of folder. So I really, really like that. And I just looked on their shop, and for some reason they don't have this right now, but they do keep coming in and out of stock of things. So I will look back on some of my past videos for links to it, but I have seen them come back with this. So to open this one up, it's just like your normal craft folder with the slits. I don't keep any cards in here because, like I said, I don't carry a lot of cards, and I'll get to the other ones that I carry. But it was a good spot to have some different sizes of sticky notes that wouldn't stick at the beginning of my Hobonichi Weeks. So I just have these right here, and then these are like the 2x2 size. So the 3x3 Post-its would not fit in here. And then how I have this set up is these are all of my receipts or things that I need to keep. I do have a few coupons in here. I'm not a couponer because, there's never a coupon for broccoli or, those kinds of things. I don't buy like processed foods, so I don't really ever have a need for coupons, and I make a lot of my beauty and hygiene products. But once in a while, like I have now, I do have some coupons, so I will keep coupons in here. I've got a couple of receipts here for things that I need to return. And then I have a rebate right here that I need to send off. And then I've got what are these? Let me look really fast. These are Groupons. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. These are Groupons that I need to make phone calls for. And then last but not least, these are the stickers that I'm going to for giving myself a reward. These are the Sticko brand. And the reason I'm switching to these is only because those other foil smiley face stickers that I had were too big to fit in here, and I wanted something just, really slim and portable. So I'm moving to those, and I keep those stickers in there. This right side is where I put all of my receipts after I buy something. And I put them here until I have recorded them or tracked them somewhere. So either in my weekly booklet and or my Franklin Covey budget one. Some things I need to put in both and some I don't. This receipt right here is I just went to the bank and put all of my coins into my savings. So I haven't recorded that yet, and so that's why it's right here. But after they get recorded, that's when I decide, do I need to keep this receipt and store it, or can I go ahead and recycle it? And so this is probably a little bit more than I usually carry in here, so that's how thick that is, but also a lot of that's from the sticky notes. So that's my third elastic. Last but not least is my fourth elastic, and again, this is from the Taroko shop, and this is the semi-clear EVA, and this is a non-PVC plastic insert with the cards and the zip. And I like this one just because I know it's plastic, but I don't want PVC, and so I like this one. So this one is a little bit, it's not as clear as the PVC ones, in case you're wondering. So it's kind of more a matte finish, and it's I mean, obviously you can see through it, but it's just not as clear as the other one. So as you can see, it's got the 3 slots, and how I have changed this up is that I am now, which I'll show you, this is the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen list. That's just a wallet thing that I found on Pinterest. I'll try and, if anyone is interested, I'll try and link that below if you want that, but it's just a printable, and I like it just because it has, you know, the words with the little fruit or vegetable beside it, because I'm a visual person. I really just love that. And I just printed this on this tan color of cardstock here. Then I've got my library card, and then this is where I put any gift cards that I need to be using in the next short little while. I've got 2 in there right now. And so this is going to rotate in and out. And then on the back side of that, which is a full pocket here, I have, let me see if I can show this, but this is 27 money purchase questions. And you guys know that I'm into budgeting a lot, and so I always try and make good purchases, but you know, even I, not that I'm perfect, but even I, after all these years, sometimes don't make the best decisions with purchasing. I get caught up in the madness like other people as well. And so I made this, I think quite a few months ago. I posted this on my Instagram, but what I did is I just went on, again, Pinterest, one of my best friends, and I just looked at I just searched for all the different questions to ask yourself before you make a purchase, and I kind of just consolidated them all. And so this is just something that I made up in my own document. And obviously, you know, if you ask yourself every single one of these questions, I mean, really, would any of us buy anything ever again? Probably not. But just here at the end, if I just have down here, if you've answered all these questions honestly and you still want to buy something, then I just wrote down there, buy it with confidence, because you know that you've kind of gone through the thought process. So this is just a lot of good reminders for myself, questions to ask myself. And then on the other side, which is the inside of the plastic zip one over here, is the Bountiful Year. These are the seasonal fruits and vegetables, because I'm trying to eat seasonally. And so it's hard to see as far as the words are concerned, but this is another printable from Pinterest that I got. And this is, I just like it because it's by season, you know, the actual seasons, but it does have the months as well. And obviously the top is vegetables, the bottom is fruits. So again, another good reminder when I'm just out at the store. And then last but not least, my Sam's card, because you guys know how I feel. I hate pulling that thing out to go into the store. So I just have this. I take the elastic off and just flash that at the beginning. And then of course, a few more little notes. My other notes that I had at the very beginning didn't fit in here, but I didn't want just a white background here, and these were really cute little notes, and so they're both functional and pleasing for me to look at. And so that is the end. I know this is a long video, but I hope this has been enjoyable and you've seen my journey. If you guys have been with me, you know how it's progressed. I wanted to mention my pen. I just carry the one pen. It's a Uniball Deluxe Micro, which I've talked about with the Mochi Things pen holder. I don't know if I mentioned, but I did have one that broke off in my top-down planner. So they're not like super sturdy, but it is good. I do like it for what it's worth. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you have a traveler's notebook, I would love to watch your video, so just let me know below. But anyway, have a great day, you guys, and I will talk to you again soon.